An 18-year-old career criminal is in jail, charged with the murder of a transgender woman in Tampa.
Police now say an attack on a subway rider may be a hate crime.
The victim is transgender, and that may be why the suspect shoved her onto the tracks.
The 8th transgender woman of color has been murdered in the United States.
There's outrage growing over a series of attacks inside the district against transgender women.
The transgender woman was found strangled to death in an abandoned home in Park Heights back in February.
There have been about a half dozen incidents in just the past 2 weeks.
Donald on television this morning said, gosh, he thought men should be able to go into the girls' bathroom if they want to. Have we gone stark raving nuts?
When I was very little, I knew something was off. I always saw myself as the girl, in any situation. And when guys would talk about girls' body parts and how sexy girls are and what all they want to do to them, I would just be like, that's disgusting. In every dream and fantasy of mine, especially if it was a romantic one, I saw myself as the girl, and of course I had crushes on guys that saw me as a friend while I saw them as a potential boyfriend.
I remember growing up in elementary school, every grade I'd had like a girl crush, but something in the back of my mind would tell me, I'm like, okay, I'm a girl, I guess, so I'm not supposed to be with a girl. So I would look at the coolest boy and I'm like, can I see myself marrying a guy? I'm like, oh, no.
My mother actually found my diary and read it. That bitch. And you ask for trouble, you're gonna get it. And she read it and she found some stuff and she was like, oh my God. So I identified as gay first, but that's not who I was. I realized I didn't want to live as a man. I didn't want to be a man. I didn't want to do those things.
When I was outed, my mom took me to her pastor. And when I sat down in his office, the first thing, he opened the Bible to Romans 1:26, and he was like, read it. And I read it, and it felt like everything came crashing down. I started crying. I didn't say a word to him. I read it to myself, and I got up and left.
I used to always be miserable. I never even thought of coming out. Had I ever come out in India, my own family would have arranged to have me killed. Because it is against Islam, I would be dishonoring the family, the community, the religion, and having me killed would be an honor killing. It would be the right thing to do.
It's time now for the number of the week, 144. 144 transsexuals who were killed in Brazil last year.
A vítima era travesti. Testemunhas disseram aos policiais militares que ele foi assassinado por 3 homens.
Luego los desnudaron totalmente y a golpes los obligaron a realizar drásticos ejercicios hasta que cayeron por cansancio al suelo.
A 42-year-old transsexual from Fortaleza in the north of Brazil is seen being violently thrown in a wheelbarrow and beaten to death.
Cuando estas personas salen, cuando las mujeres trans salen a hacer su transición, entonces ahí se encuentra con el monstruo más grande que es la sociedad, las personas. Y empecé, porque ahí donde yo trabajo, que es el Puente Quiñones, el nivel de violencia es muy fuerte, ¿no? Por parte del serenazgo, por parte de la policía, los cobros de cupos, ¿no? Si no te pago, si no te doy 10 soles diario, te pego, te saco la mierda y te me largas de este sitio. Bueno, nos comenzaban a corretear, nos metíamos por la Javier Prado, que es una vía muy rápida donde pasan los carros y teníamos que cruzar. Entonces ahí muchas han muerto atropelladas por no querer ser agarradas y tomadas para que vayan al calabozo. Nosotras como mujeres trans aguantamos hasta el día de hoy. Si no nos han muerto, pero seguimos aguantando todo el peso de la sociedad, que ellos dicen que ellos tienen la última palabra. En la situación, por ejemplo, lo que la mayoría de las mujeres trans que vienen de afuera, quiere decir, vienen de sus ciudades a la capital, ¿no? A buscar un futuro mejor, encontramos que no hay eso. Vemos un obstáculo muy grande, porque no hay oportunidad de trabajo para nosotras. Aunque por más que la sociedad nos diga, pero ustedes como homosexuales, nos dicen, no nos dicen como mujer trans, sino como homosexuales, vayan a la peluquería. ¿Por qué están en la calle? Vayan a la peluquería, vayan a trabajar, vayan a la cocina, a ser cocineras. Pero la sociedad no nos tiene que meter en la cabeza, ¿no? No nos tiene que meter en la cabeza a que nosotras tengamos que ir porque ellos nos están diciendo. Y eso no es una elección de parte de nosotras. De pronto, la familia también es un obstáculo porque la familia no les entiende y netamente ellas huyen y otras son botadas de la casa de la familia. Al ser botadas, ¿dónde se iban en apoyo estas chicas? Se van primero a las personas que ya han tenido experiencia en la calle. Es ahí donde buscan el apoyo. ¿Y se preguntan ya, ¿dónde van a trabajar? Vas a trabajar igual que yo, en las avenidas. Pero ni aún así nosotras somos tan fuertes para pasar todas estas cosas.
Transgender women are 49 times more likely than the general population to be HIV positive. And the reason why is because of lack of access to care, institutionalized transphobia and homophobia that keeps them out of unemployment.
Well, education and awareness remain key weapons in the battle against the HIV/AIDS epidemic.
People who want to be transgender should have their own rights.
We're all for equal rights. And the disease manages to bed in when people are marginalized in society. That's where HIV/AIDS roots in.
For a very long time, transgender women's issues, and in particular with regards to HIV, has been neglected.
Since you're trans, you're sexually promiscuous, you don't practice safe sex, and it's really a stigma that really needs to be erased. I think that's one of my biggest fears because it can lead to other stuff.
Polo, yo tenía cuando yo iba a campañas, me acuerdo en Plaza Macocapa, una señora me dice, señora, le invito a hacerte la prueba de descarte de VIH. La señora agarró y me dijo, no, eso es la mariconcitos nomás. Tenemos derecho también a defendernos, ¿no? Porque no es justo de que nos digan, tú tienes SIDA, tienes esto.
Ela incide quando você pede um preservativo e o cara pergunta, por quê? Você tem alguma coisa? Porque, vamos pensar, uma travesti ou uma mulher transexual, ela não produz HIV de dentro dela. E a gente sabe que a maioria são heterossexuais, ou seja, se relacionam com homens heterossexuais também. E que esses homens heterossexuais propõem o uso sem preservativo. Porque na cabeça deles, sexo anal não engravida. Porque é esse homem que transa com uma travesti, que transa com uma prostituta e que transa com a esposa dele, que faz esse processo do vírus.
Entonces ahí también vimos un problema de nosotras mismas, de que nos metemos, nos encasillamos en nuestro cuarto y no queremos salir a la luz ante la sociedad, ¿no? Tenemos que romper eso. La gente tiene que conocernos a nosotras, tal como somos. Tienen que aceptar que este tema existe.
That's what keeps us separated from making progress as humans. There's so much black, white, Asian, female, male, trans, gay, straight, bi, so much that it separates us as the one fiber that makes us all the same, which is being human.
Eu me amo hoje em dia. Hoje em dia eu sou outra pessoa. Não só fisicamente. Acho que dá pra ver o brilho nos meus olhos. Porque hoje em dia, quando eu transicionei, eu descobri uma coisa que a vida não me proporcionava. Mas por uma problemática meu, de não saber quem eu era. Que foi realmente essa paixão, esse amor de vida, que é de ser quem eu sou, de não ter problema com a sociedade. Eu acordo, Nicole, e eu durmo, Nicole, e eu sonho como Nicole. Então assim, pra mim, e eu sei que eu vou morrer como Nicole. Então assim, pra mim é uma satisfação muito grande de poder ser quem eu sou, ter orgulho daquilo que eu sou. E eu faço uma fala muito engraçada, digo assim, se eu puder escolher na próxima encarnação, eu quero vir trans de novo.
Los 3 momentos más importantes de mi vida es, netamente, ser una buena persona, ayudar y mostrar al mundo de que soy una persona humanitariamente.
¿Cómo nos marginan? Quieren que nos vamos a ir abajo, pero no, yo no. Bueno, particularmente yo no. Yo sí toco la frente en alto, no tengo que agachar la cabeza a nadie. Yo vengo y duermo tranquila, duermo en paz. Saber que he hecho algo bueno.
My biggest successes, I would say, was coming out and being me. I never thought of myself as attractive or like beautiful in any way. I always felt very insecure growing up, but it's also because I didn't like what I looked like, you know? And once I transitioned, I started to look like what I wanted to look like. I did feel more confident. So when I started modeling, that was almost like an affirmation to that.
I'm definitely a creature of resurrection, and I try to live a life of truth, authenticity, and kindness. The great day is just having a bunch of laughs and being around friends that really make you feel good. And you know you're not alone. That's a good day for me.
Positive trans visibility is absolutely crucial all over the world. I, as a trans woman, can have 2 doctorates, can have a job, can be independent, can take care of myself, can be single and still be happy. I don't need a man or someone to take care of me. I am not a burden to society. I am independent and I actually contribute to society in a very positive way. I have begun to like myself for the first time in my life. Yes, I am trans, but first of all, I'm human.